Alright, I want to show you guys some of the mods I've made to my Hawk Sky here. First of all, the first thing I did when I got it was I installed carbon fiber rods on all the stabilizers in the wings and right down the belly of the thing, as you can tell. Didn't add much weight, but it made it very rigid. So you can see the tail on your regular Hawk Sky you can bend, but this one you can't. It won't go anywhere. It moves a little bit, but not like it would. I mean, it is tough. So obviously I've never broken this in a crash. I have broken a couple pieces. I broke the tip off of this, broke each wing here. As you can see, Gorilla glued them back together and they're great. Broke the tip of this wing off the other day. This seems to be good. I've added some extensions to the ailerons, and they work pretty good. I kept them in the top line of the control surface, and they seem to work pretty good. As you can see, I've got a video transmitter on here and an antenna mounted here. So I do a lot of FPV flying mostly with this. This is the sensor for the OST and the pilot assist. Keeps the plane level using the ailerons, and the return to home function sends it back home to me. So these carbon fiber tubes right here are actually 3mm carbon fiber tubes, and I've replaced the regular servo control surface rod tubes with these, and it really helped stiffen this whole thing up even more than just having this. Another thing I did was inside I placed 3mm rods, as you can see. One on the bottom of the cockpit, one here, and one here, and it really keeps this thing from folding up on you in a crash. This is the GPS for my OSD. Lets me know where I am when I'm flying first person. I've got a pod that goes on here. Alright, I've also added a Grayson Microjet V3, which is a great motor. It actually seems to carry this thing with the GoPro and the other camera on it pretty well with a 2600 milliamp battery. I'm going to get a bigger one. I've added a little door here where I remove the control rod, and I can take out can access the OSD device and the stuff that I've embedded in the body here. And of course there's a little vent that cools my electronic speed controller, which is inside the fuselage. I may mount it outside. Alright, what else have I done? Oh, this black tape here, this electrical tape, really helps keep the nose together in a bad crash. It'll crunch, but it won't break. And when this thing gets pretty crunched, you simply take a big pot of boiling water and dip the whole nose in it, and it comes back to shape really well. This thing was seriously deformed a few times. It's had some horrible accidents here and here. It just snapped, but I glued it back together and it's great. It's still rigid. Alright, another awesome mod I've made to this is I've installed a wing spar. The normal wing spar goes to about here, right to about here, and the wings really flex. So I've actually installed a wing spar that comes to about here on the wings, and all it is a carbon fiber arrow with the knock and the arrow mount pulled out of it. Let me open this up. Oh, I've also installed I've also modified the servo connector, because the one that comes with it is a real pain in the butt to get right. You have to stuff those wires down in there. So now all I have to do, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm trying to put this in my mouth. Is when I pull the wing off, the whole thing just disconnects. I put the wing on, put it in place. All I have to do is take this little guy and just stick it right in there, push it into place. It's pretty simple and very effective. I'll show you how I did that. So this is the carbon fiber arrow, which, as you can see, extends all the way up to there. Extends right through the thing, and does very well. The stock one only extended to here, so I've got another 8 inches or so on it. So it works pretty well. Really stiffens up the wings, and it's cheap. And it just slides right in here. Just a regular arrow. Slides right in there and really stiffens up the wings. I've also added some these little, let's see if you can see them here. These little pieces of Velcro. There's 3 of them. They don't stick out much, but they grip really well. And I got them at Lowe's, and they're for mounting placards on doors. That's what the picture looks like in the description. They work very well. They stick really well. And when the wings broke here, I boiled them in water to bring them back to the original shape, which worked really well. Also, the bonus about that is it tightened up all of the expanded all the styrofoam around where the rod goes through, where the spar goes through. So now when the spar goes through, it's a really tight fit, and that works pretty well. And here's my, you can see I have my servo wires mounted now. They're embedded in the wing, and some white tape, white electrical tape to keep them smooth. And here in the plane, you can actually see how I set my Y harness, so it's nice and smooth and embedded. And I just put the wings on and just plug them in instead of having to screw around with pushing the wire down in that hole. And that other harness broke on me like 3 times. I just kept fixing it. It was just a waste of time. That thing was a piece of junk. Anyways, works. This thing flies awesome. I have no complaints. It's really carrying my gear pretty well and efficiently. And it works pretty well. Another thing is I stuck this whole thing into boiling water down to about here. Nose dipped it. I took all the electronics out and boiled water into about here. Also, I noticed when I did that this whole area grabs the wing better. When you slide the wing into it, it really holds on to it well now. As from before, after a few crashes, it got really loose, but now the wing really holds in tight. So that's a really good thing probably to do once in a while, is to just boil the whole fuselage and tighten everything back up. It gets a little pimply, but you can smooth it out with a spoon. This didn't really smooth out as much as I'd like it to, but it might look a little bad, but it really ups the performance on its ability anyway to hold things together. Alright, there we go.